or maybe the person had an ankle sprain, and so you can't do the whips, you know? So you might need some other technique, so this would be one of them. For the plantar cuboid, if you're palpating, you're like, oh, this would be perfect for the whip, but then you can't do it because they had a sprain. So you can approach it like this, which would be number 15. You palpate your painful cuboid, right? Not painful. Is it? And then it's very simple. You just, with your forearm, push down on her 4th and 5th toes. And by doing that, we'll rotate the calcaneal cuboid joint. And we'll just find that spot and you'd hold it. That's it. That's plantar cuboid. And the technique for the plantar navicular, which is number 17. So for instance here, tendon?
What?
Tendon? This one maybe more, right? So for the navicular, this is the plantar aspect of the navicular. You can grasp the foot around the midfoot, like so. And then just by pulling her foot towards you, I have my thumbs on the midfoot. By pulling her foot towards you, you'll rotate into supination at the mid-tarsal joint. And that will help, that will be the position to release that point, but it wasn't really painful for her.
Your third finger's doing the work on the medial side?
Yeah, not really pulling. You could pull without using that third finger.
Oh.
That's the word, the tender point. Right? So that would be for the plantar and navicular. And then for the plantar cuneiform, which is number 16, I find these techniques to be really useful because sometimes, medial cuneiform is one thing, but like, how do you get your thumb on the intermediate cuneiform, or the other cuneiform to whip? It's hard to do. So, I think you're pretty good. That doesn't hurt too much now. A little bit?
Yeah.
So this is where the cuneiform is. So here's the navicular tubercle, cuneiform, first metatarsal. So in this position, you can just push down on her ankle. That will force her into plantar flexion. So the further out my leg goes, the more plantar flexion that she gets. So it's very easy for me to do this. And then to get even more bending around that point, I can take my hand and I'm just going to pull her calcaneus together. See how that shortens that area? And we'll shorten that spot. How's that feel? If you wanted to add a muscle energy technique to this, then you could do that as well. Could you just pull your toes into my leg? That's it, and relax. Just gently. So by dorsiflexing her toes and relax. What does that pull on? Windlass mechanism, right? The dorsiflexion will pull on the windlass mechanism, so that will also help to raise the bones of the arch if they had been subluxed from long duration pronation. Right? So those are some alternate techniques that don't involve thrusting, don't involve your thumb getting smashed, and all those other good things. While we're here, a couple other things. Areas of common pain around the back of the foot might be plantar fasciitis. So a lot of times people will be uncomfortable here. You're not uncomfortable, are you? But if you have that person, this is always hot, right? So again, you can, by pushing them into your leg, you can plantar flex around that ankle, and it's the same thing, and you'll just push the calcaneus towards it, and you can help that spot to be released of discomfort. And if that's not enough, you might have to get it a little higher and do the same thing. The further I move my leg, the more plantar flexion she goes into. And finally, that is 22. And then number 6 for the Achilles. Sometimes people who have uncomfortable, kind of, right? Who have Achilles strain or old man or other types of things that can be very tender here, which is just 2 inches above the, or an inch or two above the calcaneus. So it's the same idea, but instead of pushing the calcaneus that way, you push the calcaneus this way. Right? So what I would recommend in the remaining minutes is just make a quick search and see which of those is tender, on your partner, and then do that one. All right, we have time for that. Go ahead.